New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Yep. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about a Knicks loss. After a 3-game winning streak, the Knicks lose to the Memphis Grizzlies 114-108 after scoring 40 points in the third quarter and leading by 15. An epic collapse took place. Ja Morant took over. The Knicks did not have answers, and once again the Knicks collapsed in the fourth quarter, and we did not have a third quarter due this time. Today it was the fourth quarter of June. And when you're looking at this box score, we had a lot of Knicks. A couple of Knicks who did well. We had Julius Randle who gave you 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. We have Burks who gave you 18 points and 5 assists. You have Barrett, the bodman himself, gave you 23 points and 7 rebounds. And Mitchell Robinson really had a really nice game, even though he got into foul trouble. He gave you 10 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks. But the Knicks cannot overcome the 16 blocks by these Memphis Grizzlies and end up losing once again. And to make matters worse, the Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks won today, which means we are now 4.5 back at that 10th place play-in. And we're going to talk about the game. Before we talk about the game, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button, and please comment and share your friends. Share all this content with your fellow Knicks fans, so we can have the KOT name rise up on YouTube and the algorithms can algorithm. All right. So shout out to my guys in the chat, and also I have to introduce my man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. The Knicks should have had this game, but unfortunately, fourth quarter execution led to the Knicks' demise tonight.
Yeah, the fourth quarter execution led to the Knicks' demise tonight for sure. And it was one of those games where, this game started off, I feel like Randall and these guys kind of remember what happened in New York, because the last game between the Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies ended kind of spicy, right? It ended kind of spicy. It ended with Randall and Ja Morant yelling at each other at the end. You saw the last game, Randall was he was joining the Grizzlies timeout. And I think, didn't Bane push quickly or something like that? Am I mistaken? But there was a lot of drama in that first Knicks Grizzlies game. So I really feel like the Knicks really wanted this one and fell a little bit short. And Julius Randle wanted himself too. He had a good game, at least in the first. It seems like he's starting to, emerge. He's starting to hit the 3 of regularity once again. With no Obi Toppin, it seemed like he had some heart. He was pushing the pace. He was playing offense and defense. It just never, once again, the fourth quarter, things didn't come our way. Like, I don't know. What did you see in the fourth quarter, Ryan? What do you think the Knicks were lacking? What that led to the collapse?
Well, I think what the Knicks try to do is they just try to lean on their best 2 players. They try to lean on Julius Randle. They try to lean on R.J. Barrett. The only thing was that it was a lot of one-on-one ball.
Yeah.
And the thing with the Grizzlies is that a team like the Grizzlies, where the Grizzlies know how to play defense and they guard the rim. So when you go in one-on-one against a team like that, especially late in late game situations, they try to get into the paint. They try to, get an easy basket. But then when you have guys like Jaren Jackson and those guys in the paint who can, swallow up shots, it makes it rough for them, because I think R.J. Barrett had a shot blocked late by Jaren Jackson in the paint, and also Randall couldn't get into the paint as well. So, the Knicks were following their game plan throughout the game, which I believe is, try to penetrate the paint and try to make something happen. But the thing is that they just forced up shots in the paint. There was no trying to see if they could draw defenders and then kick it back out to see if they could get an open shot or nothing like that. And the turnovers killed them as well, too, in the fourth quarter, especially late in the game, too. So you combine those two, and then you have Ja Morant going off. That combined with the Knicks, end up losing this game.
Yeah, the ball movement was lacking from the rip. I didn't like the way R.J. Barrett played today, man. I didn't like the way he played today. Like I feel like, especially in that fourth quarter. I mean, I know that his game is going to the basket and drawing fouls. I know that's part of his game, but I felt like he started off slow in that first quarter, and then sometimes when he starts off slow, he spends more time trying to get himself going than reading the game. And there was like a pivotal play in that fourth quarter where, like you said, we didn't spray the ball out. He got all the way to the tooth of the defense. They already had so many blocks. IQ was wide open in the corner for three, and IQ already hit a wide open three previously to that, and he kind of just decides to drive into three people. That was the RJ I kind of saw like a few years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like he didn't. I feel like he could have facilitated a little more and look less to call his number and kind of mix it up a little bit. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna see it on the tape. And like the way we even got that 40-point lead was spreading the ball, pushing the pace, and sharing the ball. And I feel like to be honest, I feel like Julius was a lot of the catalyst for that big third quarter. I mean, with Julius and Julius and RJ were both kind of a 1-2 punch and isolating and devastating, like Clyde would say. But I felt like Julius did a really good job playing defense and pushing the ball up. And I think the team did in general, and I think they got away from that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. That was basically the recipe to the third quarter right there. They played defense, they created turnovers, off rebounds, they pushed the pace, got easy baskets, they were able to push the lead. I think it was about 17, because they were up like 99-81, I believe, at one point. Yeah, but then, in the fourth quarter, they got away from that, and they started slowing the pace down again, bringing the ball up the court slowly, where we already know Knicks is probably one of the worst half-court teams in the league. So they started slowing the pace in the fourth quarter and running the half-court offense, which isn't doing well for them. I would think if against a team like the Grizzlies, where the Grizzlies are a good defensive team, and they have a lot of people who could block shots in the paint, I would think you want to speed up the pace against a team like that and not have to face them in the half court.
Alec Burks was kind of doing his Alec Burkish things. Like Alec Burks, we've been cracking on Alec Burks all season. The last few games, he's had a pretty good game. All right, Alec Burks, 18 points on the night, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. He's facilitating well. He had some really nice passes today. I'm not even gonna lie. He hit Julius Randle on a roll, on the pick and roll. He's been kicking out some shots, and he's been hitting open threes. Alec Burks had a really nice game today, and he hasn't really had a really good fourth quarter in a long time. And I think I feel like for that first part of that fourth quarter, once the second unit kind of blew the league, Tom Thibodeau was calling Alec Burks' number. And I think that was a lot of the reason why the game kind of fell apart, because the coach was calling Alec Burks' number. and that's the reason why the pace was as slow as it was in that fourth quarter, because the coach is calling Alec Burks' number. And we wasn't doing what we was doing beforehand, which was pushing the ball, because that's what was working. We kind of just went away from that. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. This is why this is one of those games where it's like you need a star, man. You need a star. You need a star, and we didn't have one tonight. And you know what? We're trying to develop RJ into one, and I feel like he didn't get the ball till late. And then when he even did get the ball, he didn't really make the shots or the plays that we wanted him to do. We wanted him to make. So, and that was unfortunate. And I feel like we wasted a good game too for Mitch, even though he got into foul trouble. Mitch had like a 10-point, 16 rebound game and 4 assists. And I felt like he battled Steve Adams today. So it's a whole bunch of wrong today, but man, this is one of those games where we wish we had a floor general for real, or we just even hope that RJ kind of develops into one in the future.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. I don't know. This might be a short show. We'll see. I feel like everybody's shell-shocked after the 3-game winning streak coming into this Memphis game and blowing it in the fourth quarter. But let's get the call. And first caller up, you have RJ from Jersey, not to be confused with RJ Barrett.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
What's going on? If you want to take a positive from this game, You guys were just getting to it. Mitch looks great.
Yeah.
Tonight, I don't remember the last time he had 4 assists. But he was great. He had a double-double. And nights like this is why you lean towards paying him.
Yep.
And, some of his flaws offensively, I think, also attribute, sure, he does need some more moves and stuff, but it also attributes to not having a point guard, and tonight we saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think if he got, an updated playbook that featured him a little more, that also helped. But, yeah, I thought Mitch looked great tonight, and sure, some things scare me, the health. Every time this guy falls down, I brace myself.
Yeah.
But I guess my question to you guys is, how high would you go in the offseason? Because I really like him, and I think I'm willing to throw in like 55 over 4 years, which is, I think, I think 55. I think that's like 14 a year. I don't want to go too high. I don't know what the minimum is.
Right.
But I'm willing to go too high. I'm just I would pay him. I want to pay him. I'm just worried about because there's always that one team who, could throw him the bag.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always that one because we're already hearing like 3 other teams are interested. Like I heard Chicago, Detroit, Miami. Although I don't know how interested they are. But I guess I'm just curious as to how high would you guys go when it comes to Mitch. But I'm optimistic.
Got you.
Thanks for taking the call, guys.
I know. All right, no problem. Thanks for calling, RJ. Well, as you know, so for those who don't know, the Knicks and Mitchell Robinson, they have been in talks for an extension. He's eligible for 4 years, $48 million. The Knicks have not offered anywhere close to that. That's what has been reported. I would definitely offer the 4 years, $48 million, and we have into I forgot what the deadline is. I think it's is it June? I feel like it might be June 30th, until he can get over that from another team. So maybe I don't know what the Knicks are doing. Maybe the Knicks are playing hardball, but if they really want to keep Mitch, I will try to get closer to that number for sure.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I already said on another show, 4 years, $48 million. I would give him no hesitation. I'd be like, yo, here you go, 4 years, $48 million, and sign him up for the next 4 years. No hesitation from me.
Nah, me neither. If you listened to this show before, you heard me say last year. I was like, listen, I would have signed him last season for $8 million on good faith.
Yeah.
I was saying that last season because I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, all right, his floor is a shot blocking menace. Like even to me, it was like he's just valuable to the team. If he doesn't even get any better, he's valuable to the team. That's the way I saw it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And right now, you saw it today. Like Mitch's numbers is ridiculous. 8 offensive rebounds, battling Steve Adams, and 8 defensive rebounds, 4 assists. The steals is something new. The 3 steals is crazy. And it's getting to a point where the coach is even getting comfortable switching him onto guards and such. He said that in some other interview. He was like, oh, yeah, we welcome a switch into Mitch. Go ahead, switch off of him. Even today, let me know if I'm wrong, Ryan. I felt like RJ was trying to funnel Ja Morant into Mitch, just like the first game. I don't know if I really like that strategy, but I guess I can't complain because it seems the second time in a row where Morant didn't really shoot well. And, Morant took 33 shots. It had 37 points.
Yeah, I think they pretty much did a similar. I think they did a similar thing in the first game as well. I think they were trying to funnel Ja Morant into Mitch, and I don't think Morant had a good game against the Knicks that first game either. I think he scored well, but he took a lot of shots to get those amount of points, and the same thing happened tonight. So I think it was a pretty good strategy, especially seeing that, at least lately, Mitch looks like he can hold his own against guards, and when guards do penetrate into the paint, Mitch does alter their shots and block their shots, because I think he blocked Morant once tonight, or once or twice tonight as well. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a pretty good strategy to funnel him into Mitch because Mitch has proven that he's a good rim protector, and you have to try whatever you can to stop John Morant because there's not many that can, even slow this man down in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right about that, man. You're definitely right about that. But I would definitely give Mitch. I know he said he would give Mitch 15 million. Shoot, I might if it takes that. But I think that's my cap in my mind. I do feel like he might overplay. He might outgrow that number in years to come if he keeps improving because like he has to. If he's healthy, because he hasn't been healthy last summer, he should get better, and hopefully he will get better for us, and we actually keep him. So yeah, no doubt about it. Mitch was probably the bright spot of the game today, and the other bright spot might just be Clyde Frazier's glasses, because that because yeah, Walt was looking spiffy today. So shout out to Walt Clyde Frazier, man. Style on style, but everything else today was just it was crazy. And we've had our nice little run of Knicks Nation and the bench running things, but today it did not quite go as planned. I feel like the bench set them back in the game in that second quarter. I don't even really, but the thing is, you know what? I heard Tibbs talking and he blamed. Maybe you might say they let go of the rope in the end of the third quarter, but I feel like the second quarter, I feel like Julius Randle had a lot to do with it because I feel like he was going a little bit too much ISO and not even going to the rim, but like kind of the pull up J's, and it wasn't really working. I feel like that had a lot to do with why we fell behind when McBride and IQ have played together today, because that's been the combination that's been ultimately working for these last few games. I'm just hoping that Tibbs doesn't sour on that moving forward because it happened one time, because that's a Tibbs thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, you already see with Jericho Sims, because since that one game where Tibbs subbed him out early because he had the 2 fouls and put in Taj, Sims have not seen much playing time at all lately. So I think the only reason he even got into the game into the fourth quarter was because Taj Gibson fouled out. And Mitch had 5 fouls. So I think, we were optimistic at first, saying that, maybe Tibbs have turned a corner by playing Sims more and benching Taj, but it's really same old Tibbs.
Yeah.
Because once the Knicks started winning, those minutes went right back to Taj, and Sims started, ride the bench again. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, man. Sims with 5 minutes and 48 seconds has only been playing like 5 minutes in the last few games, and it sucks, man, because it's like, what did he do to deserve this? Like, Taj was in foul trouble all night. I don't get it. And you have Steve Adams, who's a monster. Like, I hate playing Taj against these big guys. I mean, I do get that, he's a power forward, so I get the lineup where he was next to Mitch Robinson in like the third. I get that. But there's no reason to be playing him at center at this point. It's just not. I just don't get it. All right. Next caller up, we got our man Big Reaper. Big Reaper, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Thank you for taking my call. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks, they played tough today. They tried, gave it their best. But it was just that I kind of felt like it was just kind of the substitutions. End of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, that was a little tough because I felt like he brought Julius back in a little too early. I think he brought him in with like 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Barely got a breather.
Probably gassed, yeah.
And so if you notice, he was gassed in the fourth quarter. So he basically had nothing, not much legs either. And that's just kind of like what I saw with it. And I was actually just looking at some, with I agree with you guys with like with McBride was in there with quickly today. It was just like it was a little off that they kind of get outscored. I need to go back and watch the game. I was actually babysitting while I was watching, so I missed a lot.
Understood. Yeah. Well, I'll say Quickly doesn't turn the ball over that much usually, but I feel like he had a couple of turnovers in the second quarter that contributed to the lead ballooning in the second quarter. And the end of the third, And then the third, I think the coach, I think Ja Morant just Ja Moranted. I don't really think it was like, oh, they was playing so bad. It's just Ja Morant just put his foot on the gas. And what are you going to do when that happens? That's basically what happened to me, at least. It's like, it is what it is. It's freaking Ja Morant, and McBride is trying to guard him.
Yeah. And then the other thing, there was like the last play before they sat McBride in the fourth quarter. I mean, he went one-on-one with Ja Morant. I mean, like, it was like on the island in isolation. I mean, like, who on the Knicks team can actually do that, right?
Right.
Against Ja Morant. And Tibbs sat him because of that. I'm like, okay, great. It's like, it's his fault, right? You know?
Exactly.
So it was just, you know, and he had no help either. It was just the weirdest thing. Like, we get killed all the time from the three-point line because we're constantly overhelping all the time.
Yep.
Right? We constantly overhelp, and for some reason, in that one situation, they just like left him alone. You know, left him hanging out there by himself.
Yeah,
so,
I think Mitch was out there too, which is kind of interesting because Mitch is usually the one to come over and help, but that was a weird situation. Yeah. Maybe they just felt like McBride is the man; he can handle himself. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
but you're right about that.
That's probably what they thought, maybe. But like, yeah, I mean, it was. I'm kind of glad they fought. I kind of wish, like, you know, this is kind of getting to the kind of part of the season with, you know, we're winning some games, and then obviously now we're losing a little bit. I still kind of want to see him play these kids a little more. I mean, it's great, you know, if we win the games, but I just think they need more minutes. I don't care if we lose. You know, we have to, like, I'm just tired of seeing the Frank Ntilikina's, Kevin Knox's, and now Obi Toppin might be going towards that, down that route. We need to start training our kids. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't care if you think they're not ready. Play them until they're ready.
Yeah, so, I definitely agree, man.
Yeah.
And this was a night where, oh man, pour some out for Cam Reddish and his shoulder, because that one hurt.
Yeah.
Because I made a video about it, but I didn't really talk to you guys about it live on the stream. Because this is one of the, like, because, you know, like we said, Julius Randle was gassed, Taj Gibson in foul trouble. This is a night where you wish you had somebody else in here. Obi Toppin was rumored to come back today, or he was a game time decision. Obviously, game time came and he never came back. But man, it would have been nice to have Cam Reddish here today because we just needed something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we were definitely shorthanded. That was a big part of it too. I definitely agree with you on that. And Taj Gibson, it just wasn't his. It's like, this is just one of those games where it's just like, you know, the dude is like 38 years old, right? And then he's undersized a little bit, and you're trying to have him play center sometimes against like Adams and even like play against like this kid Jackson.
Right.
I mean, it's just not going to work these games. And so it's kind of one of those games where it's just really tough. And I kind of felt like, you know, we kind of have some of these games. It's like, Taj is great. He's very effective when he gets the right matchups.
Yeah. But
some of these games where these guys are bigger, stronger, and faster,
it's rough.
I mean, it's just, you know, it gets really tough for him. And so I honestly, you know, although Sims struggled a little bit, especially in that fourth quarter, but it was only a couple of plays. I mean, I think it's just one of those that you got to start early with Sims. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
you played him 2 minutes and you throw him in at crunch time and wondering why he struggled. Yeah. He's only played freaking 5 minutes a game for the last 3 games after he played 20, and after he played like 20 or something. And when he played the 20, he started to get a rhythm going. So it's like, so you can't be mad that you throw him in the game with the game on the line and he messes up. Like, get the dude some freaking minutes. Like, gee, it's not like the last few games he sucked. It's not like he was really bad. Like, I do not get it. I don't get it.
Well, exactly. It's one of those things where you say is like Tisby Tibbin because
man.
Like, he's like, he'll put you out there in crunch time. He did the Frank Ntilikina on him. Put you out there in crunch time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the only 5 seconds he played the whole game, and if you fell, you're done.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. But you know, I'm glad they fought though. It was like they fought, and then it just kind of like during that fourth quarter, man, I was just surprised how they were able to turn it up. They're so fast, that team, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, man.
It was a good try though.
Yeah, Randall is the nicest 3-quarter guy ever. I don't know. But I'm not even gonna kill Randall today because, like you said, he played 40. He played 40 minutes, and I know he was gassed.
Yeah. The Knicks had several players over 30 minutes actually.
Yeah, Alec Burks 35, Mitch Robinson 33, R.J. Barrett 39, Randall 40.
Yeah.
I guess that happens when you're. You can say we were gassed. You're looking at the John Morant 37. John Morant 37.
Yeah.
Just
one more thing before I get off the phone. So I saw some interview. I think it was Berman who was talking about, found out apparently Julius Randle was actually out of shape this year. He came in out of shape apparently.
I heard that.
And so it's on. I guess that's why he's been taking a lot of time off this year. So if you look at the defensive stats, right? It's like you look at the defensive stats when the opposing shooter basically shoots against Julius or whatever, his percentage is kind of low. And so it seems like he's a pretty good defender. But if you're watching again, you see a lot of times he just lets his man run right by him half the time. He doesn't stay with his man most of the time. And so, it kind of got me thinking, how are they calculating those, defensive stats? And it's obviously whoever challenges the shot is the person that, that goes to. And so Julius Randle just basically lets his man run right by him, and Mitch challenges the shot that goes on Mitch's stat, right?
Right.
And so, and it kind of makes you, you kind of have to recalculate all that stuff, game by, kind of look at the game and then see, how many times that his man just he
blow
just
by
leaves his
him.
man.
Nah, it makes sense.
And so it's just his defensive stat this year is just horrendous. But look, I don't want to pick on him because he's been playing pretty decent in the last few games, although efficiency was terrible today. But I think that's the biggest thing. Defense, it's just not there this year. And obviously he was out of shape, and it finally came out that he was out of shape. So, I guess, we have it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting too because Tom Thibodeau was giving all the praise, so I'm not sure who is Tom lying or is Mark Berman misinformed, because beginning of the season, Tom is he had this whole video montage. Yeah, I respect Randall because he was the most improved player last season, and he came in this season and he's just as good. And he just put in just as much work and even more. And So he had me all hyped in the beginning of the season. Oh, yeah, Randall's coming back with a vengeance. And then this comes out. So I'm not even sure what's what, to be honest with you, man. I don't really even know.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
A lot of times they just be lying anyway, just to kind of the thing is, and in some ways you kind of appreciate that sometimes because you can't devalue your asset, right? Especially you don't want the coach trying to make that as, not like their regular property, but
I feel you
don't want to make the players look bad, right?
Don't amp it though. Don't amp it.
Purposes. Yeah.
Don't amp it. Just shut up. Don't be like, yo, this is the best off season he ever had. Nah, just let him come in and don't say nothing.
But yeah, thank you guys for taking my call, man. Guys, great show. You guys have a good night.
All right, man.
Man.
Have a good night. Definitely have a good night. Somebody said, yo, Jay Ellis, you need to make these Tisby Tibbin t-shirts.
I mean, might as well.
I'm starting to see be sprinkled onto Twitter too, so I might as well. I probably should make the Tisby Tibbin.
Yeah, but my thing is, what's up with all these Knicks being out of shape coming to the season? First we heard Mitch was out of shape. Now we hearing Julius Randle's out of shape. Even though to me, I'm looking at Randle. I didn't looking at him. It didn't look like he was out of shape unless he's just out of basketball shape.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably it. But I'm like, nah. I need these guys to come into camp in shape so that when the season comes, they're in shape. None of this coming into the season out of shape and then getting into shape as the season is going on. Now you hurt the team that way. Come into camp in shape.
I feel you. All I have to say is, I wish once in my life I would come in to the season out of shape and I would be looking like Julius Randle. All right, that'll be a happy day for me.
Exactly. Facts.
I'll take that any day of the week. All right, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this a short show, man. Short show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted, guys. I had a long day. But next show, listen. The next game we have is against the Brooklyn Nets, And you already know how I feel about the paint jobs. Anytime we play them, I want to beat them. We're going back home, so there'll be no Kyrie.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Knicks versus Kevin Durant. We're a little bit short-handed, so it should be a little bit of a dogfight. But hopefully we win this game. And I don't know. In other news, we have Grimes should be close to coming back. I keep hearing he's close to coming back. I haven't really exactly heard an exact timetable, though. So keep an eye out for Grimes. Hopefully he'll shorten some of these minutes of these other Knicks. Also, Obi was a game time decision, so hopefully Obi is back for that game as well. And yeah. And Picks for Timmy says Deuce better play. Yeah, Deuce better play, man. Deuce better play for sure. For sure. Because, he's been getting extra time because these power forwards have been here. So hopefully even the power forwards are here, like he gets another shot because you already know how Tiz be tipping, man. We have one bad game or one bad showing. Sometimes it's a wrap for you. All right?
Exactly.
All right, yo. That is our show. When is the next game? The next game is on Sunday, right?
Sunday. 1 p.m. It's an early game.
Sunday, 1 p.m. game. So, we're going to be right here, back here, talking Knicks basketball. And we probably might have Raw back for that game because it is a 1 p.m. game on a Sunday. So, we'll see you then, all right? Ryan G. Let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR, G is CHILLIN. You can also find me at Sir G's Corner on Instagram, where the video's on hiatus right now because I'm kind of busy. But once the busyness goes away, I'll go back to posting videos where I talk Knicks and other sports. And also, you can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. And also, you already know where to find us, sir, right? You can find us, guys. Find us on the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and you can also find us on Facebook as well. You can get your merch, man. Get your KOT merch at thenicoftimeshow.com/catalog. And also, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, every place where you can listen to podcasts. We are there as well. All right. That's our show, man. When the kids don't play, it's like, come on. Like, I feel like, man, like when the kids don't play, everybody is pissed, man. Everybody is freaking pissed.
Yep.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, but that is our show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right? That is our show. We out of here.
Peace.